All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Gervonta Tank Davis having some competition running up on him by the name of Frank Martin, and that is according to Errol Spence Jr. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about what Errol Spence Jr. has to say about Frank Martin and his path forward, and hopefully it winding up with Gervonta Tank Davis via Rolly Romero. Now, before I get into that, though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Please accept my invitation to subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. Your participation in our boxing forum and the discussions that we have would be greatly appreciated. Now, if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really does matter a lot that you guys watch the videos and the live streams. Whether you agree with me or don't agree with me, it's a boxing conversation that we're looking to have, and everybody is welcome. Just try to be a little bit, in the respectful realm, But anyway, now, also hit that like button and hit that share button if you would not mind. Now, let's get into this. Frank Martin is an up-and-coming 135-pounder that fought on the undercard of the fight that took place last night. I'm not sure when you're going to watch this video, but last night would be July 9th of 2022. He fought on the undercard of the Mark Magnifico Magsayo fight against Ray Vargas, where Ray Vargas lifted the belt off of Mark Magsayo, that Mark Magsayo had, how can I say this, been gift wrapped and delivered to him that really belonged to Gary Russell Jr. However, we will leave that robbery alone and just say congratulations to Ray Vargas for outboxing Mark Magsayo like the last three guys that fought him did. Now, but Frank Martin was on the undercard of this. Now, Frank Martin is a 135-pounder that is promoted by Errol Spence Jr. and trained by Derek James, one of the best trainers in all of boxing. And this guy, I walked in because I was ringside for the fight, got to the fight, saw Frank Martin. I didn't get to see all of the fight because I was arriving at the time that fight was going on. Took my kids to the fight, and stuff with kids come up, so I didn't get there as early as I wanted to get there. Saw the last two rounds. By the time I got to my seat, was in the last two rounds. So I saw him dispatch of Jackson Marinez, who was somebody who's a very good boxer, who, in my opinion, beat Rolly Romero. Now, if you're not familiar with Rolly Romero, you got your head under a rock. Get it out of there. He's the guy that just got knocked out by Gervonta Tank Davis. Now, after the fight, Errol Spence Jr. was adamant that he wants Frank Martin to fight Rolly Romero next. And the reason why he wants to do that is so that they can start having common opponents. He can have common opponents with Gervonta Tank Davis. So he wants him to fight Rolly Romero, and he wants him to then fight a fighter out of Mexico who goes by the name of Isaac Pitbull Cruz. So those two fights, he says, if he beats Rolly Romero and then he beats Isaac Cruz, then people can start calling and asking for the fight to take place with Gervonta Tank Davis. And I'm going to tell you, looking at that plan, I think that is a very realistic plan. And I think that is an excellent plan and works very, very well for the lightweight division, considering where the lightweight division is and how the belts are currently distributed, what the promotional companies that the fighters that have the belts or have access to the belts are with, right? and where the big attractions in their weight class are, right? So just a briefly to review that, Gervonta Davis is a PBC fighter, right? Fights on Showtime and is the biggest money guy in the division, right? You also have another guy who is over there, probably the second biggest money guy, who's with Golden Boy Promotions for the time being, which is Ryan Garcia. However, all of the belts are with Top Rank and with Devin Haney right now, and I think that should continue for a while until maybe he gets in the ring with Vasily Lomachenko, and I think that would be a good fight, and we'll see how that plans out. But why those guys are going through that, all of those fights that are taking place with the, excuse me, dog interruption. While the why Top Rank and those guys are going through all of the fights that they have going on between themselves, right? People are asking the question, well, who is Gervonta Davis going to fight next? What's he going to do next? Well, I'm going to tell you, I think this is the best path in what he can be doing next because it fits a very successful financial model. And on top of it, those are all that if Frank Martin can get past Rolly Romero, which I'm fully confident he can, and he's able to beat Isaac Cruz. Both of them, and by the way, both of those fights could take place in Texas because Frank Martin trains out of Texas, and Rolly Romero is now, I mean, he's a very well-known fighter right now. Now he's obviously coming off of a loss against Gervonta Davis, but I don't know too many people in boxing definitely in that weight class they can promote themselves and could be more interesting in the lead up to a fight than Rolly Romero is. And then, of course, if he's able to fight Isaac Cruz, he being Frank Martin after that, then you have a popular Mexican fighter who also stock went up when he fought Gervonta Tank Davis. And that could be a big draw fight, something they could be can really be promoted and pushed forward on Showtime. And so that's a series of fights where you really could wind up with Gervonta Davis fighting Frank Martin again, anywhere really, truly for Gervonta Davis, but definitely in Texas as well. Maybe some could be in Atlanta, could be in New York, could be wherever it is with Gervonta Davis. But so Gervonta Davis is probably going to have a couple more fights. That's maybe a year out or whatever, but that is a very, very good fight, man. A very, very good situation. And I think Frank Martin is definitely up to the task of getting past those guys. And it would be a good maturation process for him, good competition level. And hopefully, when if he fights a Rolly Romero type of fight, that is, it would probably be, I think he was the third to the last fight on that card. It was Frank Martin, and then it was Brandon Figueroa, who looked very good in his fight against Vargas. And then after that, it was the championship fight with Mark Magsayo and God, what is his name, man? You know what I'm talking. You understand what I'm talking about. Forgive me. The main event. The main event. So very, very versus Ray Vargas. I think there were two guys on that card that were named Vargas. But yeah, Ray Vargas, the last fight on that fight card. So he's like three. He was the second to last guy on that fight card, and so he should be able to then move up and get to the point where he can be a main event fighter. And after that, you could have a really terrific fight between Gervonta and Frank Martin, who very well may be one of the best fighters, in that weight division. He's also somebody that is an exciting fighter and able to get knockouts. But all in all, man, I'm looking forward to it. I like the plan that Errol Spence Jr. has for it, and the kid in it may wind up being a really good challenge. Also, you do have guys out there like Michelle Rivera, who's a very, very good lightweight that could be in the mix of all of that stuff as well. But we'll see how it plays out. Anyway, you let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.